Ladder. My name is Jake Hysterix, Aussie Penko. With me is Nathan Mendrix Mendez, and we couldn't leave you for that long of a break. We've got to come back into this quick smart. Reason being, it was such a high-intensity game. Everything changed pace. Everything went up to down. We couldn't really, value that game, of course. It was just off the charts. So, of course, Team Passionfruit evening up the scores. It's now 1-1. Krispy Kreme crew getting challenged very immensely there.
Yeah, the momentum is now in the favor of Team Passionfruit. This is exactly what they wanted. They used the same champions again, or most of the same champions, with the change that, hey, we have the Heck Room this time. How are you going to handle with it? And it came out big. There was a Baron fight that really changed the length of the fight, and from that situation, they were able to pull on through and equalize the score.
And Hanoka looked so strong on that Heck Room, and Jim Hamberdale, of course, looked pretty strong on the Rumble, but equalizer, probably not positioned as well as it should have. So whether he picks maybe a different sort of top laner to go with his team composition this time, going to keep an eye on whether he actually goes his Maokai. That's what we've been waiting for, hasn't it?
Yeah, we really have been waiting
never
for
mind.
Maokai. But
never mind.
It's out of the question this time. It is gone. Team Passionfruit don't want any of that. They want no tree in this game. And by looks of things, they don't want a Vladimir or Nidalee either. So, again, another Vlad ban. Again, he's a very strong champion. He doesn't seem to have much, but when we talk about in terms of what he brings to the team, but they know that he is good in either the hands of Psyker or Jim, and they don't want him having it.
Psyker is a pretty aggressive mid laner. Giving him someone like Vladimir has the ability to turn the tides of blood. And I did that on purpose. But
Pun intended.
A pun intended, of course. But taking that away from Psyker, a very strategical play coming through. Maokai gets taken away from Jim Hamberdale, Nunu, Rise, and Sejuani. Some good comfort picks taking out of the equation. Hanoka goes Heck Room again, and I couldn't agree more.
Definitely. He came out really big that game with the synergy of also having Gragas and with Katori there.
Yeah.
Gragas is open again. There was Rek'Sai picked up. I would have thought, hey, maybe they would have not going to let it. And there he goes. Katori has locked in that Gragas once again.
Oh, he hasn't locked it in, but I like how you're getting ahead of yourself here just a little bit. The Gragas would be a fantastic pick to come through. Bill goes with the Rek'Sai. Haven't seen him just yet. Has been banned these past 2 games. And Jim Hamberdale, for case spoil, picks up the Kalista, taking it away from Rainy. That was his pick. That was just cycling through the enemy.
Well, this time around, they figured, okay, well, Rainy came out big. We want to make sure he doesn't have it. The first time, well, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the best performance by him. He did his job to a degree, but it was still not enough damage to give out. And now in this situation, they figured, okay, we're going to take it this time. This time, Krispy Kreme crew is going to keep the Kalista.
Rammus. Okay.
No, he's trolling. It's
No,
Gragas.
of course. It's going to be Gragas again. He played so well before. Made a couple of mistakes, but capitalized so very well in the end. Xiaomane goes for the Alistair. Really nicely played there, taking it away from Blind Turkey, who's very efficient on him. Bill obviously is going to take Clarity and Clairvoyance. Obviously, that's what you take on junglers these days, but without
Who needs Smite?
Exactly right. Maybe they'll take something away from Xiaomane this time. He's been playing the Karma, the Orianna. LeBlanc is open. Now, this is something, you wait to see. Something maybe a skill cap champion. Fizz is open there as well. These champions that just burst the hell out of the other carries. What are we going to see in the mid lane, Mendrix? I don't know, do you?
I don't know. I mean, these teams went straight the other way. They had Assassins in the first game. Hey, you know what? Let's get Farmers in the second game. What they would decide to pick is completely open to them. The mid laners in both of these sides have a very good pool of champions to really pick from, and it's completely up to them in this situation.
And I'm glad we're actually seeing a Nami come through from Blind Turkey. Nami, not that popular of a pick these days, but the engage, disengage, of course, there's a lot of heal that comes through. It changes the way you think about a support. Nami, a really good pick to come through. Nah coming up for Jim Hamberdale, something we were expecting, and now we're waiting for the mid lane pick to come through for Xiaomane.
Yeah, the Nami and Kalista combination is really good. One of the good things about it is that Nami harasses a lot, so you get a lot of Ren stacks that lets lets Spoiled really throw that out. And actually, I'm sorry, I saw it there and I had to say it. It lets Kalista get those Rens up, and that lets him do more damage when it pops on through. However, in this situation, what you might look to find is, hey, you know what? I've got a mid squishy support, and I've got a squishy ADC. Maybe an Assassin's a good pick here, or maybe the Orianna.
Xiaomei definitely knows what he's doing here. The Orianna was so strong. It was game-changing last time. If he goes for Orianna, it's very well expected. It's something you'd normally see on a mid carry who's so confident with Orianna. There it is, locking in Orianna. Going to do so much damage, going to do so much work. How are they going to counter it this time?
Well, it's one of those situations where Orianna, again, she's one of those balanced mages in the game. It's very hard to actually counter her. You pick an assassin, no worry, she's going to pick up her shield first. You pick someone that's more farm heavy, that's fine. I'll pick up my attack command, I'll poke with you. She's really versatile in that mid lane as well. The best way for them to actually counter it would be to probably get a catch onto Rainy or a catch onto Xiaomei. One of those things, they need to get into the fight before it happens. That way they can force a sort of panic shockwave instead of a calculated one, which lost them that Baron fight in the last game.
Or you could just go Twisted Fate against the Orianna. Is that a counter?
It's
different.
It's not a counter. It's more different. It's more based off how you want to play the match. So Orianna's, it kind of comes down to, well, if Psychic gets ahead, he can go through and continue to bully out the Orianna. It's got fantastic wave clear on the Twisted Fate. The big thing about Twisted Fate, you're trying to snowball one of your side lanes, either that top or the bottom. And as you have in that lane there, you have a lot of lockdown with the Nami wave. And you also have the ability of the snowballing potential of Kalista. There's a good chance he's probably going to set his sights on that bottom lane and see if he can pick up kills for Kalista and get her rolling.
Kalista rolling, that's what everyone wants to see. Of course, you see K-Sport on his Kalista once again. A couple of weeks ago, such a menace, such an what's the word, you know? When someone's an opponent who's very, please help me.
Well, you said menace, that's a pretty good description in that regard, but someone who's dominating, someone who's domineering.
Close enough is what I was looking for. They're an opponent, you got a worthy opponent. Thank you very much. I helped myself. A very worthy opponent, K-Sport, is going to be against Rainy, who's playing the Sivir. Haven't seen Rainy on the Sivir just yet. Probably going to go all right. Of course, the wave clear is something he's very good at. Boomerang Blade, how easy is it to wave clear on Sivir? Obviously, just send it out. You'll be fine. Xiaomei on the Orianna again. Twisted Fate taking Ghost and Flash. Mobility.
Mobility, indeed. He's already got the... well, he's very susceptible to ganks. You have Orianna, she's got her shield, and then on top of that, she can also speed herself up when she puts that ball on herself. So she actually has a bit of mobility in the game. When Twisted Fate gets ganked, he doesn't have that. That's why you need to run the Flash and the Ghost, just in case. Well, if the jungler comes by once, forces the Flash, he comes by again, he forces the Flash, forces the Ghost. At that point, he's just wasting time in the mid lane if he hasn't really done anything to Twisted Fate.
Twisted Fate isn't something we've seen in the open ladder. This is the second time today I've said that. I think it was something like, what was the other lane? We might have seen wasn't the Hecarim, wasn't Jax. Unfortunately, we didn't see Jax.
It'd be nice if we saw Jax.
Would be nice if we saw Jax up there. But Gnar and Hecarim seem to be trending today, and now it is a Gnar versus a Hecarim. The classic matchup at the moment that people can't really seem to dispute.
It's really hard for them to say because Hecarim has so much engage that he can really pull it up there. Whereas Gnar in that situation, he's going to sit there and he's going to harass him down. It all comes down to whether Gnar can really do enough damage to keep the speed pony down. If he doesn't do that, then Hecarim's going to go in and he's going to be more of a menace in team fights. And Gnar has this issue where he needs to have his mega form up to really get in there and make something happen. Whereas Hecarim doesn't have that. Hecarim can sit there and wait, hey, this is a good time for me to go in. Excuse me while I teleport. Oh, I don't even need to. I'm just going to dash on in and use my Onslaught of Shadows and get this fight started.
And Bill not coming out on the Sejuani this game. He's so heavily engaged with his Arctic Assault. We now see Bill on Rek'Sai, a relatively, not a foreign champion to Bill, but not as well known as his Sejuani. How do you think he's going to go with the playstyle that he's shown in a couple of games?
Well, Bill's has been a jungler that has amazing pulls. He's also got the Fiddlesticks. He's got those other things as well.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he's got
Fiddlesticks. Hang on, I remember.
I think that Nidalee ban in particular is also aimed at Bills as well. It's not aimed at the mid laners or the top laners. It's because Bills plays a fantastic Nidalee as well. So he's got a very versatile champion pool to pick from. And now that they had to ban those champions out, well, it's okay. I'll pick up the Rek'Sai as well. Rek'Sai is a very, very strong champion at the moment. Very pickle ban. And he's probably going to do very well. I can see him. He uses the map to his to his advantage. He's going to jump in and definitely make some fights happen. Probably look to see him focus around that top lane.
Top lane seems to be the plan for both junglers at the moment. Last game, I'm getting excited because that's all it was. Last game, just bullying out the top laner. Jim Hamberdale got destroyed in his laning phase as Rumble. Now, as Gnar, I guess he's got a bit more versatility, but is it enough to warrant not sending Katori up?
It's going to be hard because really to gank the Gnar, there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
I mean, both of them are really slippery champions in that regard. Hecarim not so much as Gnar because if he doesn't have his ultimate, he can't get out. And in most cases, you take that teleport ignite, which is what we're seeing here. But ganking Gnar is very hard. You have to wait for him to both have his hop down, and you also need to wait for him to have his Mega Gnar form down. Because if he has either of those out, he's probably going to get out of the fight.
Nah, get him out of the fight. That's what you want. Hecarim, get him out of the fight. That's what you want. Top laners seem to be dominating the Rift these days as we move into the final game here. Krispy Kreme crew on the red side with 1 win under their belt. Team Passionfruit with 1 win under their belt on the blue side. Whoever wins this moves to the grand final. They're fighting for points. They're fighting for the ability to move on to the OCS or to move on to the wild card, whichever comes first for them. Psyker has a nice Twisted Fate skin and looks like a bit of a, like blonde-haired cape-wearing woman.
I'm pretty sure that's it's new Jack of Hearts skin
that
you've got out there, because you've also got the Mace of the King of Maces
Mace.
for Mordekaiser.
Mace.
Yeah.
Sure it's not clubs.
Oh, no, clubs.
Clubs, King of
clubs,
Mace. Close enough.
You know what? He uses a mace. So in this case, I'm going to say Mace.
Twisted Fate, probably going to be the person to watch. Of course, we always have our eye on top lane, Jim Hamberdale, and Hanaka. It's just such a huge, brutal lane up there. But I want to watch the Twisted Fate. I want to see what happens with the Orianna. Psyker and Xiaomei will be going head-to-head in that middle lane. The aggressive Ignite coming through from Xiaomei. Probably going to go and look for First Blood on Psyker. Just have to wait and see.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of positioning. They're looking for some way to get into the jungle and make something happen. The wards from Krispy Kreme crew are very aggressive, actually even inching their way into the side of Team Passionfruit. They're just going to sit back. They don't really want to start a fight at the moment. That gold card is looming over them, and they're very scared, especially a bubble from Blind Turkey might catch them off guard.
Jim Hamberdale's looking to interrupt the Hecarim coming through here. It's a trend he likes to keep. Hanaka knows that Jim Hamberdale's there. He has his boomerang looking to steal it, but doesn't actually have his passive at the moment. They're going to share experience and gold by the looks of it. Without the smite, he can't really secure it. Hanaka's going to have to be careful. Blue card goes out, and back to the Hecarim, who's getting brutally devastated by the Gnar. Probably going to have to force a flash coming out. Actually, no, not this stage, but he's going to have to back off, which he would have to anyway.
Yeah, exactly. He would have backed off and gone back to the lane. In that situation, Hecarim managed to pick up the big wolf, which is what you want. So he's going to have a big advantage there. Psycho not really respecting the ball, just walking past it afterwards in that situation. But the advantage now is going to go towards Hecarim because he's going to have a chance to back and buy and get more sustain. But Gnar doesn't really need it, so he's going to have the teleport advantage coming through.
Definitely 2 advantages on 2 equal sides coming through. Blind Turkey lands a stun. Rainy gets ignited. There is First Blood very suddenly, in fact, picked up by Nami.
That was really well done. That he knew exactly the amount of damage he needed to deal. The flash by Case Bell there was perfectly timed to also make sure he could get enough damage. And then from there, the Ignite was everything they needed to really pull an advantage in that bottom lane. Now Krispy Kreme ahead on the scoreboard, 1 kill ahead. Very
unexpected coming through of Rainy. Might have just overstepped his bound or didn't expect the flash to come through on quarter or half health. He really wasn't on that much health. Psyker looking for his blue card to get a bit of mana back. Xiaomei is being brutal with this Twisted Fate.
Yeah, he's really making sure he can put, moving away from that ball. He was, like I said, he was disrespecting it before, but he's all good. But he is down on mana now.
Xiaomei spotting the Rek'Sai out there, going to pull back of that one. Hanoka just going to farm up in this top lane, and we're seeing pretty standard stuff that continues our trend of these two teams. They play it until they see the mistake, they jump on it, and they brutally aggro the lane.
Yeah, and now that Gnar's sort of been pushed back there, he's just going to sit back sit back and take the farm as freely as he can. There's so much sustain on the side of Hecarim. He can push it out as much as he wants to be okay. But Blind Turkey, he's not done. He's back on Rainy.
Rainy's waiting for the bubble to use a spell shield. Doesn't actually use it. Takes half health from the 1v1 from Blind Turkey. Got to be careful of that Nami. It's working out wonders down bot.
Yeah, they didn't expect it. That's when you're so used to these more tanky mid laners, or bottom laners, sorry, support laners. But Hanaka seems to want to get onto Hammerdale. He does a lot of damage.
He does so much damage. Hanaka does a bit of a cleave on Jim Hammerdale. Hamby gonna go back now with the Gnar, and the Rek'Sai looking for an opportunity up top. Gets spotted by Ward. Gonna back off.
And this is what having the teleport advantage is good for Fnatic. He's going to be able to back now with more gold in hand. He's got himself some potions there, and he's also managed to pick up a cloth armor, and he also has that ruby crystal. So now he's going to have the advantage in lane, whereas Hanaka needs to sort of sit back and sustain it out himself for as long as he can before he needs to back.
Farm is pretty even for the time being. The Gragas bet 2 ahead. Kodor actually getting rid of the trend of last game where he was about 4 camps behind in the end. Twisted Fate, pretty even. Kalista, though, is the one we need to look at. Look at that by K-Spell. He is 15 CS ahead. That's double of what Rainy has.
Yeah, and that's purely because of that early kill done by Blind Turkey there. But Xiaoman goes in.
Rainy wants something out of this. Xiaoman has a couple of spears in him. Probably going to take a lot of damage from this Rend. They're aiming for Blind Turkey on this one. The Rend makes it not so. And nothing going to happen down bottom except for Blind Turkey. Probably just going to heal himself up.
Yeah, the sustain on Nami is really big in that regard coming on through VM. Also, he's ahead. He also picked up that boots first after he got the first blood. So just looking to make sure he's got positioning advantage on Rainy. And the damage they do is so much. He's been forced out of the lane once again. This should not be happening. Sivir should be up ahead early.
But she's not at this stage. Gnar goes Mega and Hanaka's out of position. Level 5 is Jim Hammerdale, not quite close to 6. If he had 6, that could have been very bad.
Yeah, if he had 6, he would have pushed him up against the wall or just pushed him back. That's all he really needed to get the kill there. But that's probably why Hecarim hanged around a bit longer than Hanaka. He knew the other had the advantage to get out, just dashing away. But Bill's there doing a little bit of damage, just forcing out Xiaoman there.
Using his Q, and he goes the wrong way with the tunnels. 3 members of them are down here. Krispy Kreme crew, that is. The Ignite goes off the Rend as well. Bill's under the turret. Nami and K-Spell nearly die as well.
Fantastic job there,
yeah.
juggling the aggro, really. They managed to actually sit there and get a lot of free pot shots off onto Alistar because they actually were out of the aggro of the tower. The next big thing that they did there was that when they actually came through the they took all the damage equally. K-Spell took a few shots there, Blind Turkey took a few shots, Bill took a few shots, and now they were able to pick up a dragon as well.
Definitely going to be able to get that Vampiric Scepter coming through. We look at the gold now, and it's 1,100 sitting in Kallista's bank. Nami going to sing about it, go back, probably go towards that Sight Stone, or maybe go towards the mobility boots coming through.
Yeah, well, the choice is completely up to her. She's just picked up more wards and more sustain. She want to make sure that she does a lot of damage. I think she's upgraded her spell fiefs there, so she's really going to harass the hell out of Rainy at the moment.
Normally they don't, supports don't really go for their support item unless they feel like it's completely necessary. Of course, AP supports, you get more gold by harassing, and that's all Blind Turkey's doing at the moment, harassing the hell out of Rainy.
Yeah, and why not make herself more powerful? Why not harass even more? I don't need my Sight Stone yet. I've got all this extra free gold. So I'm going to sit back and do more damage to her. I'll get my Sight Stone when I want to.
Psyker actually looks like he's doing pretty well against Orianna. Maybe we were wrong. Maybe it is a secret counter that we don't know about. Gnar goes back in the top lane. The farming continues across the map, and a 10k gold lead is what I'd like to say, but of course that's wrong. So you'd have to say something like 1.5k gold lead for the time being. 10.6k is what I was going to say, is what they're sitting on at the moment. And the gold is just shortening minute by minute. It looks like Team Passionfruit actually doing something here as Blind Turkey. Oh, beautiful Fate's Call, which goes back in. Here comes Psyker down with beautifully timed teleport. Rainy has a couple of spears in him, and what interrupted myself was saying that, you know, there's gold developing, but Team Passionfruit are shortening it as best they can.
Yeah, Passionfruit are definitely doing their best to make sure Krispy Kreme don't just walk away with the game. But that was a fantastic play by the Bo3. They're going in again.
On the hunt has been called there. Rainy looking to go in against the Orianna. K-Spoil there doing a lot of damage. Orianna is actually in the mid lane there, so I don't know how that one happened. Jim Hammerdale taking a bit of damage. Nothing going to go wrong, except for Hanaka actually might die here. The ult has not been called, but his has.
Yeah, just action happening everywhere. There's a skirmish in the mid lane, a skirmish in the top lane, and a dive in the bottom lane while they pick that up. Very well done there by Krispy Kreme to come out on top in all those, almost all the scenarios where Xiaomei had to use her ignite, so now she's down there, and already Blind Turkey's there trying to see if he can catch Xiaomei. He does.
And Xiaomei tries to get out of this one, forcing a flash in a situation where he probably shouldn't have flashed. He gets the rend and dies. A bit of a mistake by Xiaomei. Should have just kept walking.
He should have definitely kept walking. He probably thought that, hey, maybe I can fight this. Wait, I have no mana. And unfortunately for him, K-Spell's like, no worries, I have a rend. And he picked him up.
Oriana's ability to get ahead early doesn't really matter, but of course, Xiaomei in last game farming so incredibly well. This game is no exception, but falling behind to Psyker just a little bit with the Twisted Fate.
Yeah, and it's a bit surprising that you would have think that because so much of the power of Twisted Fate's kit is built into his teleport, the fact that he's up in CS is huge. And with that, he's going to go through, and he's already snowballed the bottom lane. The next thing he could look to is to see if he can catch out Onaka and really get that Nah rolling as well.
Nah has already got a bit of CS, which is good. He hasn't been totally zoned out by this Hecarim. We see 76 to 68 for the time being. Bill looks for something on Kotoroi. Going to try and dodge that barrel. He does so, not so successfully, sorry. Kotoroi takes a bit of damage and then get it back out again.
Yeah, just the junglers sort of slapping hands together, high five here and there. Zyke's taking a lot of damage from Xiaomei. Looks like he wants to come back, and there's the Nami just going to come through and heal him.
Nami, of course, positioning herself very well. Blind Turkey making a big appearance in this middle lane. Bill actually focusing more on the middle lane this game as well. Kotoroi, haven't seen too much of him in the top lane just yet. Leaving Hanaka by himself. Figures he'll probably be okay.
Yeah, well, in this situation now, he's doing a really good job. He's 84 CS and 74 Nah, but they're sort of going up. But Rainey's in trouble.
Rainey is getting brutally aggroed this game. The damage from the Q is huge. The Ren gets in distance, and the third kill going to Kalista. Rainey just not performing that well this game.
Yeah, he's not having a good day. The fact that he doesn't have the Kalista this time. Naka goes in.
Oh, doesn't account for the Nah jump. A bit of a mistake, and the Hecarim won't get anything. Forces a flash out of himself, I should say. What a waste.
Definitely a waste there. And that's what I mentioned before. It's really hard to get to Nah when he hasn't been his hopper. Bills is there to get Xiaomei.
Bill's doing so much damage. The shockwave is there looking for the extra damage. Doesn't find it. And another ultimate which could have been, I guess you could save it, but he's still dead.
Yeah, he could have saved it there, but in this situation, it has such a low cooldown anyway, but the Kotori's gone on to Psyker.
Psyker takes a lot of damage. Kotori tries to position that well. Bill's back in. Bill, I think, flashed as well, and he's probably going to take that one.
And they're just trying to trade back and forth here, but Krispy Kreme are finding all the points now, and they're taking advantage of it. The movements around that map have been very well done, and there's not much really Team Passionfruit can do at the moment. They probably need to sit back, farm as much as they can, and try to make something happen in the mid game where all their power spikes will start to come through.
Blind Turkey trying to roam so well, and not trying to, he's actually doing so well for the time being. 1 for 0 for 4. His kill participation is 5 out of 6. So is Kalista, in fact. So a lot of it's happened down bottom. Rainey and Xiaomei, two deaths each.
Yeah, and if you look as well, Blind Turkey's picked up spell penetration boots. He's so confident he's going to land his bubbles. He's so confident he's going to do a lot of damage. Having that extra spell penetration is huge. Oh my god, the Stalk boots. That's what we're looking for there. I can't believe he has them.
The Sorcerer's shoes on Nami. Don't think I've ever seen that one before. I'm sure the AP damage is a lot. Instead of the ability to roam a lot better than you're doing already with the mobility. Gonna go for the Sorcerer shoes. Gonna go for the damage.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you're ahead, why not get more ahead? And that's what they're going to do, just take advantage of this. Because now with Nami doing more damage, things will fall much quicker. They get a dragon.
Blind Turkey clearing a ward there, just in good positioning as usual this game. 0 for 6 doesn't look too good for Team Passionfruit. Gold has developed to about a 5.5k gold lead for Krispy Kreme crew. Jim Hammerdale doesn't know anyone's there, but his Nah bar's up, so probably not going to get anything out of this. They use their ult, they look for something. Jim Hammerdale uses his ult against the wall. Luckily, the damage is enough. Hanaka gets the first kill. The Twisted Fate ult has been popped, and he's not close enough just yet.
Yeah, that Destiny's Gate not coming on through, but Bills is there as well, and he's just going to walk up. Who needs Destiny's Gate?
The Cinder Hulk is actually going to backfire here. Psycho pops the ghost. Looks for the damage on Honoka, gonna find it. Gets Bill on a killing spree. The gold card hits, and Twisted Fate misses the Q, unfortunately. But the Prey Seeker gets a double kill, and that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and now from there, they've managed to pick up that fight. They've managed to avenge Nah, and Jim Hammerdale's very happy about that. They're also going to pick up the top tower as well. So they may have lost their first and put themselves on the board for Team Passionfruit, but at what cost?
At what cost, indeed. Top turret goes down. Gold short lengthens even more. Middle turret goes down as well. That's all the tier 1 outer turrets gone for now. Blind Turkey even sinks a little hit at the middle turret, but they can't really stop him for the time being. His Sorcerer's Shoes just too strong.
Yeah, his Sorcerer's Shoes are just too strong at the moment. And now as well, he's going to get some more free gold from it. Oh, did he manage to steal that?
From his own team, but yeah, still same. You know, Bill just sharing his wolves with the rest of his team.
There you go.
Going to pick that one up. Callista at a 20 CS advantage. Twisted Fate, 20 CS advantage. Rek'Sai, about 15 CS ahead, which is, let me do my math for a second for you. That's 5 camps ahead. Nah, the only one who isn't at a CS advantage, if you don't count supports. Of course, Alistair got a little secret to his farming ability for the time being. Hecarim nearly built his Trinity Force. That's the one good aspect coming out of this.
Yeah, once that's finished, there might be a chance for them to make a play. They still have the ball delivery system, which is Hecarim and Orianna combination that might help them win this fight. Although, with that 7k goal lead now ahead for Krispy Kreme crew, it is going to get harder and harder for it to happen, because even if they were to initiate it perfectly, there's a chance they might just tank through it. Jim Hammerdale's about to go Mega, but Horse is not going to have any of that. He's getting out of there.
Very smart play there to get out before Meganar comes in. He's just too strong at the moment, building for the Randuin straight away. Ninja Tabby already completed. The bubble misses. Blind Turkey maybe not as confident as he thought before. Xiaomeng going to back out of that one, and we look back at the Hecarim, who does a lot of damage for the time being, but is actually the only one with a kill on this team.
Yeah, and what can they really do in this situation? Bills goes through. They're trying to get this blue buff off them, but everyone's contesting. What a fantastic wildcard by Twisted Fate. Hitting everyone.
Absolutely. Kottery looking for his own blue buff. It's resetting now, but a bubble from Nami, I was going to say Barbie. It just keeps resetting. The blue buff having a really good time. It's still apparently resetting. The smite misses, but Xiaomeng gets it very luckily as Na was trying to steal that one. Nothing really going to happen in this situation. We're waiting for something, but no one really contested.
Just a lot of trading back and forth between them. In the end, Team Passionfruit managed to retain their blue buff. A lot of pressure being applied by Krispy Kreme crew there. And Blind Turkey going for a little dance in the middle of the lane.
He's been a bit rude, Blind Turkey. He thinks something's going to happen there, but Xiaomeng actually might get a shockwave there. A couple of flashes coming through from Nami, but cards are hitting, and Kottery takes a lot of damage. He's going to have to back off. Xiaomeng looking for an opportunity. We all see it here. Something's going to happen in this middle turret. 2 minutes till Dragon, and we wait for the next wave.
Yeah, the siege potential from Krispy Kreme crew is pretty good. They've got that Twisted Fate wildcard. Along with that, they have the Q from Callista, and on top of that, they've got the Bruno Blade. But they've managed to bubble Xiaomeng.
Oh my god, the damage is immense. Bill tanking up this turret because he just doesn't care. He flashes away from the explosive cast. Middle turret going to go down, and I just didn't even see his health bar go down. Orianna just got bursted.
Yeah, do not blink your eyes, because the health bars disappear in this team at the moment. One bubble, one death. That's what really happened there. And now they managed to pick up a free tower, pull away, and they're really making sure they got a nice stranglehold in this game. Krispy Kreme crew taking this out methodically.
Twisted Fate does a lot of damage as well. You can't push him off. Rainy took a wild card just then. A lot happened. Rainy went for the Vampire Acceptor before he finished off his Infinity Edge. Good call. He needs to sustain, especially against Callista, who's able to stay in lane for so long. 4 for 0 for 2. 4 for 0 for 1. The Rek'Sai and the Callista, the ones who are holding these kills.
Yeah, and those are the places that you really want it to be on as well. You've got one really big tank and one really big ADC. That's all you really need to get a team fight rolling and to really make sure you've got what you need to start and break the enemy team. Now that they've got this in place, the next dragon is going to be up in the next 30 seconds. They've been doing basically their bookkeeping, making sure all the lane waves have been pushed up, and now they're going to start making their way down there. Blind Turkey taking on Xiaoman by himself.
He's doing a lot of damage, actually, using his whole kit against Xiaoman. The kill count at the moment not looking too good for Team Passionfruit, but they have had the ability to come back. We've seen that before. Game definitely not over just yet. Loot Zeko being picked up, Lynchbane as well by the Twisted Fate. We see On the Hunt getting popped, but the gold card is so strong. He's waiting for his passive auto attack. He finds it. Nami's there to help out. Twisted Fate gets an auto, gets the first kill for himself, and he's now going to add to his items.
Yeah, I was wondering what prompted Psycho to actually go in for that Destiny's Gate there. I seemed a bit surprised that there was no spell shield on the side of Sivir there. He was able just to casually walk up and basically get the kill with that gold card. An easy dragon going through there for Krispy Kreme crew. Is that the third one of the game, I believe?
It is
yes,
the third one.
The team fight goes, Blind Turkey's in trouble.
Blind Turkey actually getting a bit of his own medicine, being a bit too cheeky. The Fate's Call gets popped on 0 health. Case Ball misses the shockwave because he flashes out. But Jim Hammerdale, what great positioning coming in here. Bill is there with the knock-up to ensure it. Jim Hammerdale's on the other side. He smites the red to get some health back. Drinks a bit of guzzle to get there, but Bill does have tunnels. No, he doesn't actually at this stage. Jim Hammerdale wants to follow this one. It's 1 for 12, looking to make it 1 for 13. He's chasing a very long time. Hits the boomerang blade, and I actually think Gragas might die here. He looks for the body slam, does it in the wrong direction, smites again, and because he didn't body slam over that wall, he's going to die.
Really good chase there by Jim Hammerdale, but that team fight itself was something special. Krispy Kreme crew looked like they were caught out. Blind Turkey was being a bit too cheeky. Nice flash on the side to get out of there. Next thing you know,